to the Adrift. Um, I'm sure folks aren't in the room just yet, but that's okay. We have a special treat for you today. So my friend Arcade Royal David is joining me because we're going to play a fan game of a series that's very near and dear to our hearts. Uh,
On the 30th anniversary.
yes, on the 30th anniversary of Metroid. Metroid is 2 years, a month, and a day older than I am, uh, which is bizarre, but that's okay. And we're for some context, I've been following a game called AM2R, or Another Metroid 2 Remake, for about 5 years. I've been aware of it. Um, it's uh, it's a project that was being done by a developer who was a fan of Metroid 2, which came out for the Game Boy, um, and was the first game to sort of feature Samus. Uh, like it was unusual for most of the other games in the series. You actually went to the home world of the Metroids and set out to eradicate them entirely. Uh,
That's not very nice.
it's not very nice, and looking backward at some of the ecological impacts that we've seen from this in other games in the series, was probably not a smart decision. But you're a bounty hunter, and that's what you got paid to do. So anyway,
Gotta kill
uh,
some Metroids.
gotta kill some Metroids. All right, so without further ado, we're going to hopefully this will stream all right. I'm going to boot up AM2R, and Windows is going to warn me that it's not official Windows apps, but that is fine. So it's got a completely fan-made soundtrack, which remixes the music from the original game, and yeah, it's just updated graphics. They had a pixel artist working on all the backgrounds and the Metroids. It's gonna be fun. So I've only played the demo for this previously, and I'm not quite sure what to expect. So I've got my controller. I've tested this out. It seems to work all right. I'm going to change the mix here because this is just a little bit on the loud side. That should be a little bit more, okay. There. Now we won't miss any, sound cues that might be important. But I can actually hear myself think. Alright.
Always a good thing.
Yeah. We've got tooltips on, so there's that, and I guess away we go. New game. So,
That's a good place to start.
Yes, we're gonna do normal. I have no idea what this game is gonna throw at us, but normal is middle of the road, so. Oh, it's got intro text this time!
In true Metroid post-Super Metroid fashion.
Yeah, so Super Metroid was the Metroid game that I was introduced to, and then, of course, it had this sort of opening cinematic thing going on. And it's actually playing a remix of the opening cinematic theme from that game.
Bonus.
Very much bonus. So it's taking its cues. We know exactly where it's taking its cues from here. What horrors await within the depths of their homeworld. So, the Metroid series tracks for the first few games pretty closely with the Alien franchise. In the first game, the Metroids are sort of something that you find later and have to deal with toward the end of the experience. I'm actually going to turn the music down even a little bit more. Options. Even though the music is very good, it's just a little bit, it's mixed a little bit high on my computer.
Hearing us is generally a good thing.
Yeah, so that should be...
As compared to not.
Yeah, that should be a little bit better. Yeah, I was introduced to the series pretty late. I played Super Metroid, like, after Super Metroid was old. So my introduction to the character Samus was in Super Smash Brothers, of all places. And I think I was... Yes, I was having you and Ryan and a bunch of other folks over for my birthday. We were all playing Smash Brothers, and I was talking about how there was this cool robot character in Smash Brothers, because I got Smash Brothers to play as Fox, because Star Fox was my Super Nintendo thing. And I was like, there's this cool robot character, I don't know what it's from, and I think you actually were like, oh, that's from Metroid, she's really cool. And that's how I found out about it. And later on, I got...
I don't remember that at all. Wow.
But I got Super Metroid on a cartridge at a yard sale a little bit later and played it, and it was fantastic. I may even be getting that. I may even be getting that backwards. I think my first game though was Fusion. Yeah, I got.
I remember. I played Fusion on your Game Boy Advance when it first came out. Like,
yes, you did.
That's
very furiously and late into the night. I remember watching it. You got so intense.
Well, because I wanted to beat it, and the SAX was scary. So
it was. That was a very good game. These games generally, I'm going to say with the exception of the first one, on hindsight, because that's one that I've never really been able to fully get into. But starting with Metroid 2 and Super Metroid and Fusion and so forth, and of course the Prime series was also quite good. Diagonal aiming. Hold the left bumper to aim up. Okay, so we don't have two diagonal aim buttons like in Super Metroid, we just have the one like in Fusion and Zero Mission. Just fine. That was a simpler control scheme to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, there are some Super Metroid purists I get, but I actually really like what they did control-wise in the Game Boy Advance Metroids. I felt they controlled really well.
Yeah. Okay, so I use, on my Xbox controller, I'm using left bumper to aim up, left trigger to aim down. I might customize that a little bit later because that's a little odd, but we'll see. So we've run into a dead end. Classic Metroid gameplay. We don't have bombs.
I wonder how you will get past this.
I'm going to guess that we need bombs. Here's a cool thing, though. We start out with the morph ball. I don't actually know if we start out with the morph ball in Metroid 2. I think we do. I've played a tiny bit of that.
I seem to recall that you do. I know you start with 30 missiles, and I think you start with the morph ball also. I could be wrong. Could be misremembering.
Well, that itself is sort of a departure for the series as well. I mean, I say a departure. It's the second game in the series, so nothing had departed from anything yet. All right, so we don't have anywhere else we can go as of the moment. I think maybe I can actually shoot out those blocks. So we're gonna save. Do I have a run button? I don't seem to have a run button. We just move very quickly.
Moving quickly is good.
Yes.
trying to tell, is this like is this a sprite rip from
some of these are ripped from
Zero
Fusion
Mission
and Zero Mission. Some of them definitely look to be that way. Those frog enemies, I definitely remember facing those in Fusion.
Oh.
But which makes sense because Fusion takes place here as well, or in a reasonable facsimile of the planet SR388. Kind of in orbit around it, as I recall.
I think that's possibly correct.
Yeah, I think that's right because the enemies in that game, the X-Parasites, turn out to be
from SR388.
SR388, and were basically kept in check by Metroids eating them. And when you kill all the Metroids, they had no natural predators.
Parasites.
They had no natural predators anymore, and just sort of overran everything. All right.
Start the game with your little grippy thing.
Yeah, it's great. No more mucking about with trying to find a power grip, whatever it was. I remain...
Samus?
What?
Samus? You mean Samus doesn't need an upgrade to know how to hold on to things?
Right?
Amazing.
That annoyed me a lot in Zero Mission, because it was not only was it an upgrade that you got a power grip upgrade, but it was one of those ones that you couldn't get until the end of the game. You found it, but it was like all in weird Chozo script, and you couldn't understand what it was, and so you didn't actually get to have the power up until you were nearly at the end of the game and got your suit back. Spoilers.
Lame. Also spoiled. Wow, way to ruin everything.
A game that's like 10 years old. Okay, so we've got our big choice here to go left or go right. I think I'm going to go left. Good adventurers always go left.
Do they? Is that a thing?
That's a thing.
Oh,
memes.
Okay.
Because generally, developers do tend to hide things on the left-hand side, because
they know that you know that they tend to hide things on the left-hand side,
right,
and hide it on the right instead.
And I'm beginning to feel like maybe this was a bad decision because this area is feeling a little bit like lead up to a boss room. There are not very many.
Just go.
Creepy crawlies.
What's the worst that can happen?
Okay, I've been trolled. There's no lead up to a boss room here. I was reading that completely wrong. Oh, it's just a big empty room. Which is cool. I appreciate that. All right, so we got these little snail guys.
Snails are the worst.
We've got some water here.
Oh, shoot! I accidentally paused the video. I'm sorry.
Oops. Oh well. I
everything.
I fell into some water. That is all that you've missed. Ow.
Ooh, good water effects.
Yeah. So this is, as if I'm remembering correctly, this game is implemented in Game Maker.
I can see that.
So it's hard to describe how this feels. It feels almost right. It's very, very close to being right. But there's just a little, it's a little bit off from muscle memory for Fusion or Zero Mission. It feels much closer to Zero Mission than Fusion though, in terms of just engine. We've already met our first lava pit. This place is...
Lava pits are the worst.
They're not fun. Can I wall jump yet? I wonder.
I saw you wall jump just a little bit ago.
Yes. I did it without
thinking.
You
might have done it by instinct.
Yeah. That's... Oh! Here we go. Here we go.
Ooh, a critter? I'm.
An Alpha Metroid.
Oh no! Better blow it up.
Yep. So the Alpha Metroid has gained immunity to cold temperatures. The loss of several nuclei within its green membrane has left it vulnerable to concussive weaponry. A plated exoskeleton partially covers it. This organism emerges from the molting of its larval form. Though aggressive, it is relatively weak at this stage, and its new appendages have yet to grow to their full length and strength. So...
oh, it's kind of cute.
It is kind of cute. So these guys were in the, of course, Metroid 2 introduced us to the idea of Metroid evolutions, which were never revisited in the series until like Fusion, I think. But they were
Fusion. It was sort of like just a cameo at the very end. Like, I mean, you know, it wasn't a major part of the game.
Right.
And you've got some of that's sort of kind of narrative focus in Prime, where they talk about them trying to evolve the Metroids, but practically the Metroids are all still just Metroid-looking things.
Right.
You know, you don't see any of the big dinosaur jellyfish.
Kind of a shame, because I like the giant dinosaur jellyfish. So, like...
they're cute.
Yeah, so in this game, the first Metroid that you encounter is this Alpha Metroid, which looks less like the cute little brain-sucking jellyfish Metroid that we're all familiar with, and is a bit more like a Triceratops on a balloon? Or something? It's rad. I don't know. But I like it.
Go blow it up.
I'm gonna blow it up. I'm gonna blow it up. I'm gonna wreck it.
You can do it.
I gotta figure out how to escape the menu. I think I just put the pause button again. Okay. Alright. So, I'm gonna try to... whoop. There we go. Okay, so it is not vulnerable from the top. Maybe I can trap it in that corner if I'm speedy.
Maybe.
Yep, its AI seems to be vulnerable.
Don't be mean.
Got it.
Did it. I'm so proud of you.
I did the thing. Now, unlike in other Metroid games, we get no power-ups from this, we get an earthquake instead.
That's right. The main idea is that you're opening up terrain from...
right. From killing the Alpha Metroids and the other evolved Metroids, it starts collapsing parts of the planet's crust, and we get new areas opened up to us that way.
If I understand correctly, they have added like more weaponry-based upgrades in this game.
That is
the original Metroid 2 had.
That is my understanding, which is, as far as I'm concerned, probably a good design decision. I think it's an interesting design decision to have made originally, to be like, okay, in the first Metroid game, like, that was basically a Zelda-alike. It was a 2D Zelda-alike, or side-scrolling Zelda-alike, where your weapons and gadgets and things are what allowed you to progress. And they were like, let's do something a little bit different for our portable version. We'll make, we'll make this more, weapons and stuff, open up areas. So nothing's changed here yet, but we can tell something has changed somewhere. I do like that we had that little idle moment with our Samus sprite looking around while the earthquake was happening. That was a nice touch.
Yeah. Well, I noticed a little earlier there are a couple, like, if you just stand still for a little bit, she'll do some idle animations here and there.
Which is nifty. We haven't really had those in a Metroid game before. Other than, I mean, Prime, but that's a little bit different. So this game is clearly like it's striking a good balance between like being really faithful to its source material and changing things here and there, sort of updating it. But speaking of idle animations and things, one of the things that really draws me to the to the Metroid series in general, and I think we share this in common. Correct me if I'm wrong. The sort of environmental storytelling as a thing, like the games don't rely on a lot of text to let you know what's going on.
Yeah, it's well,
like with the exception
the good
of
ones don't rely on a lot of text.
the good ones don't rely on a lot of text. We're sort of leaving Fusion and
okay, that's not true. Fusion is a real good game. It's
It
just
is. It's a
the
bit
parts
more...
of it that are good are not the chatty parts. Like
Right.
I don't know.
It does a good thing there by oh hey, tunnel. That's a cool effect.
You found it.
It does a good thing by having a lot of the chatty bits be delivered in elevator sequences and things when you wouldn't be expecting that.
Yeah, I mean,
way. But then it also has this
not
fetch questy aspect where you have to go to the thing and read the thing, and yeah.
Yeah, not a fan of that part. I mean,
Anyway.
gameplay-wise, very, very strong, but you know, just
What are these?
oh, hold on, I've got to wait for the stream video to catch up, otherwise I won't know.
They look like black mages with wings?
Oh, they're cute! Wow!
They're adorable!
Oh my gosh! I want one as a pet.
They're so cute! And the cool thing is that you know that these designs are being based off of, like, a sprite that was originally maybe 16 pixels by 16 pixels on the Game Boy in black and white.
Somebody just decided this needed to be real cute.
Yeah, it's great. We got squids.
Which is the correct decision, honestly.
Yes. We got wall squids. Anyway, you were saying something, and I interrupted you with.
Like, it's I mean, in one sense, I'm not even sure it's storytelling. At least not in the same way that, like, say for example, Dark Souls does environmental storytelling, where you know you've got a deep sense of lore or something like that. It's not that sort of storytelling. It's just sort of I don't know. It gives such a strong sense of atmosphere and of place, you know.
Yeah. The environments are all like, especially in Super Metroid and even in Fusion, to an extent, they're very like clearly thought out as places. And you've got a strong sense of, in Super Metroid, this strong sense of like color and shadow and things like that, guiding the player along. Tiny differences in wall textures, indicating like there's something there. Okay,
Gotta blow them up.
Gotta blow them up. We've got four Metroids in the area. Cool.
Bear in mind that I don't actually see what you're seeing like right away. So
yeah. You'll see it in a second.
And it's something that has appeared in I just saw it. The text only just showed up. But
yeah.
But I hear you say, "Oh," my default reaction probably is going to be that you've got to blow it up. Even though I don't really know what you're seeing.
You were correct in this instance.
I mean, most things in the game sort of apply in this particular regard.
I'm betting that we get the ice beam later and can freeze these guys and use them as platforms.
That seems like a likely thing. Oh, you're dead. You're dead, bro.
I'm not. Oh. I survived.
Didn't die.
I did it.
Well, I guess I'll stifle my disappointment.
Um, these guys scream when you kill them. That's very odd.
Do that then, huh? Like, that seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Like, they don't seem to appreciate it.
Yeah, so
I mean,
maybe
if
knock
they
it off.
didn't if they didn't scream, then you wouldn't know, right? And so it would be perfectly ethical to go on, slaughtering everything. But since they screamed,
Yeah.
that's when you know that you gotta knock it off.
Uh-oh.
What did you do?
We're in a new area, and we've got ominous music going on.
Ooh,
This
how
looks like it's
spooky!
the ruins. I remember the ruins from the Game Boy game very, very slightly. You just kind of run into them.
So, delve thyself into the ruins.
Yep. Yeah, so Metroid does a lot of cool things. And like when we were getting into the Metroid games, fandom felt a lot different. At least that's my experience. Maybe I'm just sort of naive about such things.
It didn't help that we were like,
in the middle of nowhere.
Yes, and the internet wasn't a thing.
Yeah. So, like, there was a lot less sort of like the devs of games that we liked or whatever were not accessible in the way that they are now, and their intentions were not accessible. And
so to be fair, most Japanese devs still aren't particularly accessible. They have a very tight-lipped culture. The only reason we know about more about the Metroid devs' intentions is because
Other
the
M
director
happened.
made them pretty clear with other M.
Yeah, which
was unfortunate.
That just was what I was trying to get around to, sort of the disappointment of. Okay, we've got another Alpha Metroid coming up because I see this. There's a Metroid carcass that I'm seeing here.
Oh wait, where is it?
I
probably just. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yeah, he just walked on screen.
Yep, and
go beat him up.
Yep.
Got 30 missiles. You can do it. I believe in you.
It's locked off until I have bombs, so we are.
Oh. Well, go get the bombs then.
I am going to get the bombs. So yeah, like one of the reason I was bringing up us being pre-internet oldsmans is
really just say oldsmans.
Yes. I did, because I'm not.
Well, that was a great stream, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. We appreciate your time. We're gonna sign off now.
Sorry.
We don't deserve
Come
to
back.
be online.
Come back. But I bring it up because at the time, when Super Metroid was first of all, understand that there was like a 10-year gap between Super Metroid coming out and there being any other Metroid game whatsoever. Like the entire latter half of the 90s and into the beginning of the 2000s, there was no
Metroid-free zone. Very tragic.
There was nothing. So all we had was, Metroid 1, Metroid 2, Super Metroid, and these manga that were they even like officially released by Nintendo Power, or was that more of a like some people got some Xerox copies and did a sort of pre-internet scanlation of them?
There was a comic that came out in Nintendo Power, which was oh golly, I don't think that's in any way. That certainly was pre the standardization of Metroid with the backstory that we sort of know now. That's where there was a character in that comic that was named Houston,
Right.
and he sort of appears every once in a while in vague Metroid canon-y things, but is not really anywhere official now anymore. So
Right.
it's very odd. And that one I think was just a sort of at the time thing. But then right around the time, I think it was in between Fusion and Zero Mission, there was a manga published that was sort of Samus's backstory, and you could
Right.
access that if you had both Fusion and Zero Mission, I think. And there was a way that you could like read a little digital version of the comic somewhere.
It was one page. It was 3 panels of comic with no text, and it was. But there was an earlier manga, because I've definitely found scans of that, and maybe
No, no,
it was Dojinshi or something. But the one
no.
that
There was an official comic that those panels that were available in the game came from.
right,
That sort of
they seem to be in the same style, yeah.
same style. They established Samus's backstory as, yes, she was on a colony. Yes, her parents got killed by Ridley, and so on and so forth. And I mean,
Right.
I don't know. Like, it was a fun comic. I feel like every single time they attempt to do that, where they really sort of solidify Samus's backstory, it always just seems more pedestrian than any of the possibility, like, than just
Well,
leaving it as a mystery.
yeah,
You know, and so
like,
it's like, "Meh, why are you doing this?"
there's something to be said for very bare bones, kind of like hidden in the manual, sort of like, oh yeah, Samus was, her parents were killed in a colony and blah blah blah, and they're like, just leave it at that. Like, it's a mention, but it's an illusion, but it's never like fully fleshed out. That gets lost when it's fully fleshed out, because there's so much that fans sort of bring to it and project on it. And to be frank, I think there's a lot that's kind of implied by the sort of character there's a lot that's implied by the sort of character Samus is, just
Right.
in the nature of like what you have to do as the player to progress.
I'm not even sure I would say it's what the fans are bringing to it. I mean, you know me, I'm always sort of
Yeah.
I'm never quite comfortable with the word fan.
Sure.
But it's like, even just in the text, it's not like you don't need to go to a fan internet thing after, like, if you play Super Metroid,
Right.
okay,
You have a pretty good sense of.
you don't need to go to the internet and look up fan communities and to find this novel, amazing fan theory that maybe Samus has a thing with motherhood. You don't need to know that. You don't need a fan community to tell you that that's part of one of the aspects of the character.
Right.
That's just sort of there
Absolutely.
in the text.
And
expressed really quite well, better probably in that game than in any other.
right, and like it's expressed mostly silently there. Like, it's never explicit. And what Other M did, it took some of those ideas and then made them explicit in a very boring way. Like,
Yeah.
among its many sins, I feel like just being a boring take on the story
Yep.
is up there.
Yep. Agree.
There's ways of
boring.
it's just
It's just
like, I don't know. You can it's weird because, like, I haven't, full disclosure, I haven't played Other M because I haven't felt like it. I've watched cutscenes from it, and I've, talked with people about it and things like that. It just does not interest me. So my understanding of
there
it.
goes a couple priceless artifacts.
Yeah, I just smashed this robot. It's okay, it respawns. I do love that the fractures just like spew everywhere. That's a cool touch.
Yeah.
It seems like they took those bare bones that you were sort of talking about. Like, okay, there's sort of an implication that there's a thing that involving Samus and feelings of sort of motherhood and working that out vis-a-vis this little Metroid hatchling that you find and then later lose. That works a lot better silently than it does trying to make sort of a weird, almost Bayonetta-like thing of it.
I mean, since you mention it, it totally is. Oh my gosh.
Well,
especially with what they did in the second game. Oh my gosh. Like, can we just please stop giving all the cool woman protagonists in games daddy issues? Can we just stop doing that? I would just love that to not be a thing anymore, ever.
Yeah, it's so unnecessary, and the way it's done is...
on an individual basis, okay. I mean, sure, you can explore that realm of human emotion, but just when it's every single one, it just gets so exhausting.
Yeah, it's and again,
hey, you got the bombs.
I got the bombs. I got the bombs, and I got my first missile tank. Again, these games, and clearly fans understand the principles well enough to replicate it in fan games and ROM hacks and the like, really are good at teaching you to use the things that you have. It's like you get a new tool and immediately you have a chance to use it, and can sort of see that there are multiple ways of using it. I'm beginning to think I should probably check out this discolored block here. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
That's a bomb place.
It is a bomb place, and as you can see, I was having a hard time going back through this tunnel of Chozo ahead, but because I fought a little bit laterally, I was able to find a shortcut around. So that's our lesson. Those are our tutorials. They're not separated out from the rest of the content with somebody explaining to you how your bombs work, or telling you that the ice beam freezes things,
or authorizing you to use your power bombs.
Oh, God.
After signing a form in triplicate and turning in the request and waiting for the TPS reports to get processed.
They did that in other M2, didn't they?
Yes, they did. That was how they handled the unlocks.
Which is so stupid. It's not only a bad idea from a gameplay perspective, because it's just frustration for the player. It is simply busy work.
Right. Right.
But it's also completely at odds with how these games work, where you futz around and you explore and you find stuff and are rewarded for finding those things.
Yeah, just not the greatest design.
Yeah. Speaking of finding things, that switch was a cool thing. I didn't know we could do that.
Hey, you found an energy tank.
I did.
Good job, everyone.
But
teamwork.
Yeah. The teamwork of me and my power suit. I like to imagine the power suit as being a quasi...
We all helped.
Yeah, we did. You helped. You were
I'm
moral
a good
support.
helper.
What?
I'm a good helper. I believed in you the whole time.
It's true. Believe in the you that believes in the something. I messed that up.
Believe in you. Believe in me who believes in you.
Yes. But as we were saying, I like these. There's lots of new sprite work in this game, like on top of the Zero Mission and Fusion stuff. Like these statues, these are new.
Agree.
They're
nice.
They're pretty cool. I like them. All right.
There's a gray statue thing up there.
There
Go get
is, and I bet we have to
Go beat it up.
I bet we have to shoot. Okay. All right. I bet that's timed. I'll bet you anything this is timed. Maybe not.
Or it's a combination lock.
It
How to do it in the right order.
seems to be the case.
Ah, but you're still gonna have to bomb jump. Oh no, because you've got a little grippy thing. I forgot.
Yep. The grippy thing is so
Like,
nice.
It is like, I don't know. I've seen enough Metroid speedruns that part of me really likes the puzzles where like it forces it. You know, the people do sequence breaks by doing those like obscene frame perfect ball jumps into gaps that will only fit the ball. Like I miss that a little bit.
You mean a little bit like what I'm attempting very badly here?
Well, yeah, but then
almost
like
had it.
having to do that across an entire chasm
Oh yeah.
and then land in a notch that is one ball.
Or-
whereas if
Or like the
if
45-degree angle bomb jumps.
right.
Like
Whereas if somebody has if you've got the arm grip, you can just jump across and land next to and like pull yourself up into the hole. So it's. But I also acknowledge that not everybody who plays a game should have to have like speedrunner skills. So
yeah.
for instance, me and my not having speedrunner skills.
Yeah.
That's probably better for me overall.
Ha! Did it.
Good job.
But yeah, it's you know, the I can sympathize, but it's also like that isn't going away. You know, like that Super Metroid stuff.
Yeah, no, that's
Exactly.
yep.
And
that's a good thing because you can't make new games off of speedrun communities, unfortunately.
yeah,
It's very, very small, very specific target games.
there are a few games that I've tried, and like speedrun and like free sort of like platform hard games, like oh god, there's one that I've been watching recently that I was interested in because I had no idea what kind of game it was, and then I've been watching people play it and I'm just like, oh, what's it? Wings of Vi is that.
Oh yeah.
Where it's
I want to
just,
play that.
it looks really cool, but it's also just like, oh, okay, this is like one of those, you're just going to die
This
a bunch.
is utterly brutal, merciless.
Right, you're going
This
to die
is
a bunch
I want to
for
be the
sort
guy
of
game.
exactly. You're gonna die a bunch for sort of bullshit reasons.
I want to be the guy, the movie, the game.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that game.
Is it the same developer? Is that Solgren as well? I have no idea. I can't remember.
I don't think so. No, I don't think it's the same game.
Okay. Oh, by the way, cool thing that I've noticed in this map, we can place a marker if we need to, which is super
that's nice.
handy.
That's nice. Can you place multiple?
I don't know. I haven't experimented yet. I'm going to kind of save placing a marker.
We'll try. I want to know.
I don't know if I can remove the marker once I've placed it. so I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to be like continuously coming back to this region, being like, what did I miss here?
I can't imagine they don't let you remove it. Like, I mean, that would be just a really silly design decision.
I will, however, place one here because this is some sort of weird statue. But yeah, no, it doesn't make sense to not be able to do that. Let's place a marker. Oh, okay, and we can actually choose what little square the marker goes in. That's cool.
Yeah, that's nice. Because that way what you can do is if something looks suspicious, you can
just put a marker there. Like this
come back later.
Which is great. I would have killed for something like that in Super Metroid.
Mm.
Okay, yeah, we've got a gray door here. For Super Metroid, despite being a very solid game, is still very much a game of its time. There's
Oh yeah, there's like
very
crazy.
Yeah, sorry. What were you?
I'm sorry. We're both trying to get it out. Go ahead.
You go first.
It's just there are some weird as hell user interface stuff that is not great.
Yeah.
That game. I mean, and I do. I feel that both Fusion and Zero Mission really actually did good work to fix some of those things.
Absolutely. I know in some of the forums that I used to go to, because looking at the process for doing like ROM hacks of Super Metroid interested me a whole lot more than actually playing most of them ever did.
Right.
But so I would hang out in some of those places, and like the fact that Fusion had the Atom sort of system where you had to go from place to place to place, was super frustrating for a lot of people because it was so tightly integrated into the very base, like the very roots of the game, that to sort of extricate it, you were basically having to reprogram everything on top of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it was dug in there tight.
Gross.
So there were like no hacks for Fusion, and there were a lot of folks in the community who were super frustrated by that because Fusion had a really nice user interface and like fixed a lot of issues in Super Metroid that you weren't able to fix by just like tweaking hex values and stuff in Super Metroid itself. Like implementing a power grip was there was a few people who were trying for a few years trying to implement the Fusion power grip in
that would have been real difficult.
Yeah, and it just they eventually just sort of gave up because it was just like, this is the amount of work you have to do to retrofit that onto here is not worth it. But yeah, this game is sort of a nice third way because it's not actually made from the bones of any of those other games. It's just implemented from the ground up on its own, free to use.
Right. It's its own engine. They're just using sprites from the previous games, but they're just importing the assets. They're not actually using the engine.
Exactly. All right, so there's stuff down here I'm going to try to get. Ooh, hello.
What did you get?
I made a bunch of blocks disappear and lead off screen, which is always a good sign.
Bonus. Oh, and it's your map is blinking a bit.
That's where I left the marker.
Oh, I see.
So it's always going to indicate to me that my marker is over there and in what direction it is from me until I remove it. Okay. we're gonna change some of our controls here because
Having to continuously fight weird little angle shooty monsters is pain.
yeah. All right. So how do I joypad setting? Jump, fire, aim up is left bumper, aim down is left trigger. We're actually going to change that from the bumpers to the... Oh, there's an aim lock? That's what the right bumper does.
Oh,
Weird.
cool. So you can just sort of like aim
Yeah, and
in
then
one
just,
direction and then it'll...
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm a little confused by how that's different than just holding the direction button.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to change that, but I am going to shift these triggers around because I don't... If I'm honest, I don't need a button for morph. I can morph with the down arrow just fine. So we're going to change aim up to left trigger. We're going to change aim down to right trigger. Then morph will just be left bumper, I guess, because there's no particular reason for it to be that anything. Okay. Cool. Let's see how that...
Right, controls adjusted. Go, forth. Blast everything. Exterminate the Metroids.
Exterminate!
Samus is a Dalek. It
Yeah.
all makes sense now. That explains it.
The power suit. The swimsuit is just another layer of power suit over her actual robot endoskeleton.
It's all a lie. Also, you got a charge beam.
I did.
Congratulations.
I did, and there's definitely secrets in this area, and I cannot...
Charge the beam and shoot down. See if you can...
Oh, wait. We're going to shoot every single bit of wall. Oh! Hello. You will see this in a second, but I was just startled by the
Oh yeah, that actually is a mechanic that was in the original Super Metroid as well.
yes, it was, but
You,
it wasn't. There's a very slight delay between when you.
Oh, slick.
So I think
Yeah,
if
I see
I'm,
that now.
if I'm quick about it. Yes, I can aim it slightly. I can like shove all the balls in one all the bombs in one direction or the other. If I start rolling in that direction.
Oh, that's slick. Cool.
So that's pretty rad. Now I bet you anything this will activate the statue here. Maybe.
Did you ever go back and beat that one Alpha Metroid that we saw at the beginning that you needed bombs to get to?
I did not. Let's go back there. Backtracking the game.
That did not activate the statue, though, just so you know.
It did not. It did
I'm
not.
not sure if you saw that or not, but
I'm on it.
in case, I wanted to let you know.
Alright.
Always trust me viewing your video about 15 seconds behind to point out the obvious.
Yes.
I am good for it.
This is actually a game where if I did miss something really obvious, though, like that would actually be pretty handy. All things considered.
I'm here for you.
Alright, now see if I can remember where that thing is. Is it up from here? Looks like it might have been... Oh no, it was over around to the other save station. It We'll go around that way. The music is starting to be catchy. Very catchy.
Well, you know that Metroid soundtrack, well known for its uptune and poppy beats.
Green Brinstar. Green Brinstar totally was though. Like.
Okay, the do. Yeah, that actually was pretty much. That was cool.
Yeah, and in Super Metroid, where it was like some sort of funky thing going on, it sounded like not Ja Rule. That's not the right name. Brain, why are you failing me? It sounded like something.
Well, I can make sarcastic comment, but
you could.
I won't. I'm a nice guy.
Oh, that's aim lock. It's moonwalk.
Wait. Oh, you can hold it and then walk at the same time?
Yep.
Oh, cool. So you can like
you can fire at
huge.
something approaching at me. That is so rad. Okay.
I'll walk away from. Oh, that's really slick. That's totally cool.
I am. We're talking a lot over the game, but I am really, really happy with the changes and stuff that have been made here. This is rad.
Alright, go. Slay a Metroid.
We're gonna
demand it.
We're gonna slay some Metroids. I will be Buffy the Metroid Slayer.
I'm pretty sure that's a crossover that Will Wheaton would be interested in doing.
Probably.
Oh, Joss Whedon.
Joss Whedon.
Whoever. One of the nerds that's named Whedon. Like, one of them. I don't care which. Gosh. There's like a gajillion nerds named Whedon, okay? So I don't want you criticizing me for not knowing that.
No criticism. No criticism here.
Definitely, when I say gajillion, I mean at least two.
Yes, and they're not...
Of that's...
Oh. You will see what I just said about in about 15 seconds, but it is heavily implying...
Not an Alpha Metroid?
It's probably still an Alpha Metroid, at least. It looks like it may be several.
Ooh, you've got buddies.
Yeah.
Go see the buddies.
I am
Meet your
feeling
friends.
like we might not be fully
You're getting...
ready for this.
If you look at your map, you've got a little arrow. I think it's telling you where a Metroid is.
No, that's the marker that I left. See, I can show you. If I hit... And it looks like I can only place one. So if I go edit marker, I can move that around. That's a bit of a letdown. I will delete it because I just am the being told
I see.
here is getting a little annoying. Let's see if there's anything up here.
Okay. I get it.
Nothing in this conspicuous little corner. That's disappointing.
Bet there's a Metroid in here.
There's almost certainly a Metroid in here, and all of these thorns on the ground are like radioactive or something because they hurt me a lot.
Oh, let's go. Come on.
All right, we're gonna go.
You can do it. You've got 60 missiles. You've got 300 health.
Yeah.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I'm gonna charge up my charge beam. Oh God. This is a long arena, if this is it. And I bet it is. Yep. Hello. I haven't triggered your AI yet. I wonder if I can get a pop shot off on you here. Oh, almost. Ow. Ow.
Oh, no, you missed.
Oh, God. We're gonna get it. Got him.
Good job. I knew you could do it.
You did.
I believe in you.
You were very encouraging right from the get-go.
Also, I just want you to know that if you had died, I would have laughed and laughed and laughed.
Yeah.
That would have been the most delightful thing for me.
Yes.
I would have made you feel very insecure about yourself, purposefully.
Now I wonder if
Great
this is if poor man's screw attack is a thing in this game. I'm sort of hoping it is.
Find an enemy and jump into it. See if it happens.
All right. So this is a gauntlet section. Basically, is what this is. Okay, charge beam does nothing to these guys. Good to know.
On the plus side, that also means that you can safely do circly jumps and keep your charge beam.
Yeah.
Dribbling him like a basketball.
It was a very intense game of headbutting that just happened there.
I honestly felt bad for that little Metroid. Like, he was trying so hard.
He was like, just get
and you just
off
weren't having none of it.
In an alternate universe, a Metroid is playing the reverse of this game and just going like, just get off the fucking platform!
Poor little Metroid.
I feel bad.
Don't be mean to the Metroid.
We're gonna be mean to a lot more Metroids. We're gonna be mean to 52 more Metroids.
Is it really only 55 Metroids?
I think it's 54 in this region.
Oh no, but that's just in the region, not in the game.
Yeah.
So man, this guy has much better headbutting AI.
Yeah.
Than the last one did.
And the geometry in this room is a lot more favorable to getting me like stuck in this little corner up here. So there are the pro strat for killing Metroids is you shoot them with missiles until they die.
Yes.
Also,
to be fair, that's the pro strat for like killing most living creatures.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not an expert, but I'm pretty sure like most things are vulnerable to that.
Generally speaking. Except like
missiles have a lot of destructive power.
They do. I think alright, so we've killed the 3 here. There's one more in this area that we need to go after. So we gotta find them. We gotta find them and
better get on there.
Destroy them. I bet if I go down some more, maybe. We'll see. Fortunately, save stations refill your life, which is another innovation from Fusion.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Very good. It's very good. I'm a fan. I don't know what's up with these sea urchins, but
kind of cute.
They are. I just feel the need to like mop all of them up.
They're shiny, is why. Easily distracting.
Yes, it's true. But yeah. So speaking of we were talking about Metroid and Other M and developers being disappointing and things like that. Like, just there are times when, and this is something I feel is true for a lot of creators. There are times when you make something and other people maybe understand it better than you do.
Yes. I think that's demonstrably the case.
And, like...
On account of nobody who made Super Metroid should realistically be interested in having Samus just say the baby, the baby, the baby over and over again.
Right.
I think that sort of demonstrates a fundamental misunderstanding of what was going on in the Super Nintendo game.
Right, and the weird thing too is like looking back sort of retroactively, knowing what we know now about kind of how that particular member of the creative team felt about Samus, it makes the cheesecake aspect of it a little bit more uncomfortable than it was originally.
Well, I mean,
it was always a little bit
another,
uncomfortable, but that's maybe that's another thing entirely.
I think that's probably, at least in terms of its original, a little bit more subjective. Certainly, like the original introduction of the Zero suit, I'm not as utterly opposed to, simply because when you originally saw the Zero suit, it wasn't like skin type cleavage armor.
Right.
It was by and large just a relatively tight jumpsuit, you know, and
right. Well, and even before that, like
happened, and
even before that, like the bikini in Super Metroid or whatever, like you could sort of convince yourself that that suit gets hot, right? So it makes sense to not wear a whole lot, like, or underneath it or whatever. But I don't know.
Well, I can certainly appreciate how that bugs people. Like, you know, that's entirely a reasonable thing to be bugged by. You know, I was never particularly, but that's just because I seem to not like the module that where people react to fictional characters in certain ways that requires the same consistency of reacting to a real person. You know, that has never exactly been my thing.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I react to that way in that stuff a bit atypically, I think. But it certainly is not in character per se. Like, I mean,
yeah. And like, I think more what I'm getting at is like in Super Metroid or whatever, it was kind of like, oh, okay, that's a thing, but it didn't bother me until we get Other M and essentially Gunpei Yokoi being very creepy about Samus. Then it bothers me.
Well,
that's kind of what I'm going at.
Like, you had a very similar thing with different and much more tragic series, but the Final Fantasy 13 whatever that you want to call that, the triple whatever, the Fabula Novus Crystal, whatever they called it.
Which didn't even come to fruition. Like one of those games never got developed, and the other one is now Final Fantasy 15 and has more cars in it.
Which for sure is going to be a wonderful game. I'm gonna not gonna cry. I'm not gonna cry. And so, but
it's going to be like, you know, Portal 3 and Half-Life 3. They're going to be the same game. Right. Final Fantasy 15 and Kingdom Hearts 3 are going to be the same game.
Don't joke. Don't joke.
Sorry. Please continue.
Oh dear. But like, you know, Final Fantasy 13 finally comes out, and you know, people are like, oh hey, there's this lightning character, and you know, we're of middling opinion about her. You know, some people like her, some people don't like her, and like, you know, there's some people who feel that her battle miniskirt is not actually very good outfit, and there are other people who are like, no, well, she's fine, she's fun, and you know, it's fun to have that character and be like, you know, tough, abrasive. And then Final Fantasy II comes out, and she's dressed more fancifully, and then you have Final Fantasy 13 3 come out, and the director is sort of giggling and joking about how he's excited because Lightning's sexier than ever, and they've added breast physics and everything. And all of a sudden, you're like, "Oh, golly, this is this guy's waifu." Like, oh dear.
Yeah.
This is what we've been watching this whole time, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it's retroactively uncomfortable.
Agree. Here, how do I do this?
Okay, what were you doing?
Nothing. Sorry, I was. I've been playing the most recent Monster Hunter, and so in a side window here, I've got also a little utility that tells me how to create certain types of armor.
Nice.
And what armor combinations are good, and I can like plug in the skills I want, and it tells me. So I've been tinkering with that in the background.
Excellent. I just got the spider ball.
Oh, cool! Actual spider ball.
Yeah.
Not a jump ball.
Yeah. So I can activate it.
Was there a spider ball in Super Metroid?
No, the spider ball was in Metroid 2. And then it came back in Metroid Prime.
Oh.
So there was
For some odd reason, I have like incredibly strong recollection when I was a kid of seeing someone in Super Metroid do like wall climbing with the ball. And
that
so
may have been a ROM hack because one exists.
Well, no, this would have been before. This was like before I even had a computer, so it wouldn't have been.
There are ways of getting yourself like stuck in the wall geometry. I think in Super Metroid with the boost
I
ball.
personally would be more inclined to believe it was just like childhood misremembering of the spider ball because like I was 10.
Oh yeah, that could be. All right,
but like
this is rad.
Man.
I cannot break away from the wall unless I use a bomb or deactivate the spider ball. So like I can't. It's just toggle on or off. So that's interesting.
Sure.
I'm going to save. Hold on.
Go save the game.
Okay. Sorry about that. I'm taking something in a different window here. But yeah, so the spider ball's pretty rad, and yeah, like childhood misrecollections of things are sometimes more interesting than the things themselves. They're different. They're odd. There's definitely a nostalgia factor involved with a lot of different things. I think this cave up here is going to be our next Alpha Metroid that I'm climbing up to now. But oh yeah, there's spikes on the floor. This is a boss room.
Go kill it.
I'm gonna go kill it.
Full health. Got all the missiles.
So I gotta say, like
you were at build, you
fell on some spikes.
Jumped on the spikes. My recommendation is to not do that thing.
Generally speaking, yes. Alright. And now we're getting some rumblies again.
That's good.
It's good
That is an
news.
indication that you can go further.
Indeed. So what I'm going to do here, actually, is... Oh, I can't. I cannot. I'm going to have to bomb up to the ceiling, because I want to see what's across the chasm up here. So...
And can you bomb up to the ceiling
and engage the
spider ball?
That's what I'm trying to do.
I believe in you.
Oh, had it, and then I was too. I bombed too many times. Got it. The timing is very, very tight on that. What'd you say?
Nothing. Sorry, I was reacting belatedly to your attempts to get onto the ceiling, but you did it.
Yep.
I'm proud of you.
I did it. Alright, so we're going up and over. There is probably literally no point to doing this, except that I can. And there are enemies here, so clearly they figured on people attempting this. The other cool thing about Metroid games is that, like, they're clearly built for people to explore. As I'm remembering, this game tracks pretty closely with that. Okay, hold on. Second.
Hey, you got some bombs.
Yeah.
Or some missiles.
Hold on 1 second, folks.
Or
we're actually going to take a brief break and let the music play here. I'm gonna get something to drink. I am very thirsty.
oh, get the drink. I will do so the same.
Yes.
And by get something to drink, I mean go have a beer.
Yes, do that. Okay, be right back. Okay, once again, sorry about the delay, folks. Just got back. I think David will be getting back shortly here.
I also am back.
Yes, there he is.
With a shiner in hand, so we are good.
What'd you get? What are you having tonight?
A shiner.
A
The
shiner?
old-fashioned Shiner.
Oh, okay. I was like, a shiner? Like, that's what you call having a black eye. Like...
Oh no, Shiner Bock. The good beer.
I see.
I mean,
I
not
see.
like hipster beer, just good standby beer.
Cool. Did you know, and I just found this out recently, apparently beer didn't used to be bitter. Like, when beer was first being made, like in Europe and other cultures, it was not bitter, but then in European culture, it was being brewed by monks. for a while, and the monks started adding hops to it to make it more bitter, and they believed that the hops would decrease the libido of the monks.
How'd that work out?
I don't know. But so there's this weird period of time in history between like Germanic cultures where very often the women would be brewing the beer and it wasn't bitter, and then like sort of Christian cultures where the men were brewing the beer and it was very bitter. Because they just started adding more and more and more hops to it, to sort of because they could.
Well, you know, you gotta keep the sin at bay.
I guess so. It's just a very odd sort of thing I was reading the other day.
Well, you know, you gotta avoid the libido somehow.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, we're back to.
Otherwise, how will you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Let's play Metroid.
Let's play Metroid.
It'll make sense.
So we're getting back to rolling our ball along the ceiling here.
I'm sorry. I'm actually literally like 12 years old.
I made that joke specifically for that reason.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. So we're just rolling along here. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh no.
You lay a bomb.
I did.
And boy, howdy. That was maybe not such a good idea, was it?
The game was trolling me. I saw
Am I about to get an excuse?
I saw holes in this ceiling, and I was like, okay, there must be secrets up here. And so
a likely story.
Bombing the ceiling to try and get the secrets. Okay, this room is not going
I see.
any use. To get back up there, we're gonna have to try bombing here. Oh, I see what I can do. Let's kill this guy.
You gonna try to wall jump that?
No, I was going to make use of the fact that I have a button for morphing.
Oh, jump up and morph and then...
Like that.
That'd be cool.
I did it.
Well done. Impressive. I haven't seen it yet, but...
Yeah, you will see it and be impressed in about 15 seconds. So here is safe to bomb, because we've got little nooks and crannies. See, don't those holes in the walls, don't they look like the places you should be able to access?
I'm not sure which hole in the wall you're referring to, because I'm not quite there yet.
It'll be off to the one side, just sort of barely coming into the screen. It's I think they are in fact not places you can access, but it's still trolly as heck.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. That does a bit, but also, like, that's the sort of thing that Metroid does to sort of, like,
Throw you
just
off.
fill space. So that you're not just looking at a complete expanse of blank wall.
Yeah, lots of karst. Okay. So I think what was down there? Oh, that's where I got my spider ball. That's where I got that. Alright, so we save the game. Okay, and we're back. So we're not going down that tunnel again because that's just where the wall is. I think we are basically done with this area. Killed all the Metroids we can kill so far. So I think now we just go down.
Oh, deeper into the planet.
Deeper. I wonder if Spider Ball will do anything for this statue. Nope. But we'll lay a bomb here. Yeah, that's still gray. However, there's this. There's a lot of blank open spaces back toward the beginning of the game, so we're just going to backtrack that way.
Yeah, there's in that blue area. There's that big bit in the center.
Yeah,
where there's a
very
open gap.
Yep.
Yeah. I think you are going in the right direction.
I've played these games. I know the scoop. But yeah, as sort of fan Metroid games go, this is very solid. I remember when this was first sort of announced, it was sort of hand in hand with like a whole crop of other Metroid 2 fan games.
Yeah, I mean, it's a premise that I've heard. It's a premise I've heard spoken of, like idealized before, but thus far I hadn't heard of anything actually realizing it until this one.
Yeah, there was another. That's why it's called. That's why the title is AM2R for another Metroid 2 remake, because there were like 4 or 5 announced in the course of one summer.
That's great. Wow. Impressive.
And like all of them are vaporware now, except for this one.
Hooray for non-vaporware.
The guy stuck with it. The lead developer for this, I think, like his day job is it's like a sound engineer, I think, in Brazil, maybe. I hope if he's watching, I hope he corrects me. But mad props to him and his team for doing this. This is really fun.
Good job. I'm glad.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what did you do?
The big room that I thought was a boss room earlier and was not.
Is it boss room?
Turns out to be a boss room. Oh god.
That's hilarious.
I can't figure out this guy's pattern.
He's got big spikes.
He's got very big spikes there. I'm predicting that they're going to start like moving in close. Okay, I gotta like stand right underneath him when he does that, so that he does the laser eyes instead of the ball thing. Oh, maybe it's the color of his eyes turn.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yeah.
Got this. I believe in you.
Okay, I could probably just switch straight to missiles. Charge beam does not seem to be doing as much as missiles would.
So missiles are good.
Oh, here comes the walls. Yeah.
Don't get squished.
I just gotta eat.
That would be very sad. You can do it. I believe in you. You've got about half life left.
I've got. Yeah. I think this may be it. This may be the end for Samus Aran. Find out next time on
Good Eats. Diners, drive-ins, and dives. I'm sorry.
On goodies.
Hey, you did it! Way!
I did it right as I was doing the next time on Dragon Ball Z thing. It was very.
Oh.
I surprised myself.
Well, it's yeah. I'm proud of you. You did it good.
Yay! I did it. That was a well-designed little boss fight.
Yeah, good job.
Props, mad props. This is fun. I am grinning from ear to ear. I am so glad this exists.
You are on board with the remake.
Yes.
All on board the Metroid train.
Yes. Metroid Heist. Oh, I was gonna try my screw attack. See if that works. My poor man's screw attack. It does!
Good job.
That makes me very happy as well.
It's a consistently good move, you know?
Yeah. Look, and it's also like it's one of those. It's like a secret menu thing, you know? Like it's.
Right.
No one ever tells you it's there. But if you're just kind of messing around, you can figure it out, and then you're like, what? It just completely changes the way you play. Okay. Run past these guys, because I don't really need to wipe everything out. Also, Charge Beam reveals, or seems to reveal wall block types. Which is good.
Weren't you doing that with your normal beam before, as well?
I think so? Maybe. You're probably right.
Yeah, that was one of the things, because Super Metroid never did that. You always had to, like, bomb to figure out, and that was always kind of a total pain.
Yeah. Alright, and there's just crumble blocks in this one spot. I'm not crazy, right? That's like super suspicious, right?
That's, like, exceptionally suspicious. You are correct about the suspiciousness.
Here we go. I was correct to be suspicious, but the suspicious thing was in a completely unrelated spot to those blocks.
Gotcha.
Very odd. Alright, well, I guess it's Spider Ball time. Oh, what happens when... Oh, that's nice. Your Spider Ball does
cool.
not activate crumble blocks.
Oh, that's really nice. Holy cow, that's a total game changer.
Yeah.
Oh,
my
cool.
gosh. Okay, so...
Okay, so you can now you now have a way of getting across those obnoxious crumble block puzzles that isn't just go real fast.
Right. So I wonder if
That's
that means...
a miracle.
I wonder if that means that there's not going to be speed boost in this game.
Well, no, I can't imagine that they removed shine. Well, they might have. I don't think that was in Metroid 2.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I suppose if we stumble upon some speed booster blocks, then we'll know. One way or the other. Alright. On the other hand, I am not sure that I am capable of getting up this area at the moment. I think...
Yeah, I'm looking at it. Like, it looks like you would need really, really careful spider ball and bombing timing. Like, if possible at all. Because those are crumble blocks that are hanging in the middle, right?
Right. So I'm thinking the geography of this place is suggesting to me that that is a come back later When you have high
I
jump.
think that's a comeback later.
Yep. Oh man, this is so cool. I haven't
Like a whole new world to explore.
It is.
Also, those things are creepy. Holy cow, those enemies.
Yeah, the little
Like
squid
with the
fish.
little. I don't like those. Don't make me feel comfortable.
They are very distinct. Hi, cute little guys. They chirp. The little black mage looking enemies. They make little chirping noises.
That's so cute.
They go. Troop, troop, troop. All right. In behind there. But yeah, this is really nice because like I've played all of the 2D Metroid games at this point, and there's like they're still a lot of fun to play, but they are not new. Like they're not unfamiliar. And this is scratching the itch of new places, new faces.
Well, there's, yeah, I mean, there's a phenomena that I've noticed with, like, certain really good games. It's like, I don't want them to be drastically different. You know, I just want more new stuff to see. Like, that generally is how I reacted to, like, Dark Souls as well. I really like that.
Yeah. It's definitely, like, I feel that way about a lot of games, and why I'm not entirely opposed to like sort of downloadable content as a concept, as a product.
Yeah, I don't know. The whole anti-DLC thing is just totally tedious to me. Like, I don't know. That's I don't see that as anything other than pure
like
entitlement. You know.
Right. And I can see saying like this DLC is implemented badly. Like.
Yeah, sure. I mean, certain individual things being not a good deal, but you know.
But to be just on the whole, like, no, DLC is bad at all times. Alright, so now we're getting to a place called the Hydro Station. I like that this game is giving us little descriptions for the areas that we enter.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we get the massive facility.
I like how they have implemented the I like how they have implemented the lore aspect.
Yeah.
You do have descriptions, but it's not just it's far from arbitrary you know, scan every little thing, which I mean, I know that's what some folks really liked about the Prime, but that was always not my favorite element. Not that like certain things scannable was great, but like the fact that every, like, I mean, oh, here's this door and this has like one item description, but in the same type of door 2 rooms later you have to scan that, and that's got a different one as well. You know, that's always just sort of
the way it was distributed was maybe not the best. But then again, like in 2001 when that came out, that was
huge. Yeah, I agree. But
even that was kind of riffing on System Shock 2 a little bit. You don't scan things in that game, but you do pick up like audio logs and stuff to get. And they're scattered all over the place in much the same way, so I feel like it was kind of aiming for that headspace. But yeah, I like how they've implemented that here, where you're not like physically like mousing over things to scan them. You're just sort of like, oh, this is a new area. Here, we've got some more for you.
Here, press a button.
Uh-huh. This little spider thing is very mesmerizing. You're just like, pop, pop,
Yeah, I'm
pop,
sort
pop,
of staring at him. He's got a very
He reminds
geometric
me.
movement pattern.
He reminds me of the little jumping spiders that have the
Oh, he does a little.
the little fans on their legs that dance.
They're cute.
They are. All right. Didn't quite make it. Oh, here's a broken save station.
Uh-oh, that's not ominous at all.
All right. Okay. Okay, can't quite get the rhythm down right to jump on the ceiling here and spider-ball my way around. Hey! I remember these pipes. These are Meridia pipes. Yeah. Okay, I can grab onto the ceiling here, though.
We are on the same Meridian page.
We are. I wonder if we will be more falling through those pipes getting shot from one end of the map to the other at some point. They do.
That'd be cool.
They do appear as different tiles on our map set. So I bet they are shortcuts.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're definitely going to be going through those. Definitely. Looking at that, yeah.
Yep.
Do we have a different Metroid count here? We do. So we're in a new area of... Oh, look at that little guy.
Yeah, he's quite... He reminds me a little bit of Crow T-Robot.
Oh, a very mean Crow T-Robot.
Yes.
Like,
he's not having fun watching terrible movies.
I don't know, maybe he thinks you're a terrible movie.
Maybe.
Maybe you're experiencing the same thing that all those poor directors and actors and screenwriters felt. Whenever their work, their hard labors of love were mangled and pierced by the harsh words of those mean comedians.
Yes. Absolutely. Those mean...
Now you know how it feels.
Those mean comedy mans. I will say, the one sort of, like, unfortunate thing to have come out of Mystery Science Theater as a phenomenon, all these, like, YouTube channels doing, like, oh, 7 reasons why this movie makes no sense, and whatever, like...
The Cinema Sins sort of deal is a well-known horror show.
Yeah.
It's not well regarded by even many of the people who like MST3K, but you know, it's...
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people like go to that expecting something like Mystery Science Theater, and very
instead you just get inaccurate pedantry.
Yeah. Which is the worst kind.
Right. Yeah. I mean, if you're gonna have someone be pedantic and be like, well, technically this is true, then it at least better be technically true.
You know, if you're gonna do that, be right.
Yep.
Alright, and now we see why these guys move in this diamond pattern. To just really screw with you if you're trying to spider ball up these walls. Man, I am a little bit miffed that we don't have a run button, because I could totally make that jump if we did. Which makes me think that we're gonna have speed boost at some point in the future. Oh! How much you wanna... Aha! Indeed.
Did it.
This little hole goes straight down into one of those pipes. So
Oh, it does, you're right.
We're gonna explore that later.
Come on, being a man, be adventurous. Jump down now.
We're gonna get a missile.
You don't
tank
need
first.
you don't need no missile tanks. You need bravery. Just go. You need gumption. You need go get can do. Pull yourself up by your
By
power
my
suit straps attitude.
Alright.
You think Samus is some kind of girl?
Oh,
Also, I apologize to everyone. I'm sorry. I am.
oh.
You can unfollow me now. I unsubscribe, unlike,
I'm keeping
all of
receipts.
the above are appropriate.
Oh dear. But no, it's cool. So it appears that we are definitely meant to go down those pipes, but there were some places I can explore back here, so I'm going to take a look around.
Yeah, go explore. Go explore before you do the non-reversible go down the
Oh.
pipe forever.
Oh, this is weird. There's something with this floor geometry. You'll see it in a second. There we go. That was a small little geometry glitch that kept firing me.
I see it. I saw it. Yeah.
The spider ball has like weird geometry anyway. Like even in the Game Boy game, it doesn't always make sense that you're going the direction you go when you push the direction you push.
Well, yeah, cause like, is the direction that it's giving you relative to you, or is it relative to
It's
relative to the screen?
right. It seems to be basically, as long as you're holding the same control down, if you're heading counterclockwise, you will continue heading counterclockwise. And if you push the opposite
Gotcha.
control, you'll head clockwise. But if
But
you
once
stop,
you let go,
if you
it
stop,
like,
like
sinks.
right, so like once I'm here
got-
on a horizontal surface upside down, if I push left, will I go left? If I push right, will I go right? If I push down, will I
Right.
go left or right? As it happens,
Right.
if I push up, nothing happens. If I push down, nothing happens. If I push right, I go right. But then if I push left, I'm still going right. It's it's a little odd.
Yeah.
But
Like,
that
you
there's just no good way around that algorithmically. Like there's it's
Yeah, you got you get got stuff like that with the PlayStation era Final Fantasy games or in other RPGs with pre-rendered backgrounds,
oh yeah.
where like you would have some screen changes, and what they would do to keep from disorienting you when the screen angle changed suddenly is they would implement it so that if you don't change the direction you're pressing, you still keep walking the way you were walking previously. Even if you're walking from a completely different angle, but then as soon as you change your direction button, it would sort of snap it to the new perspective.
Right. Which is smart, but still it's kind of like you're sort of six on one hand, half dozen on the other with something like that, because you know it's like, do these controls make sense, or do we completely disorient people when they move to a new area and have? I remember some games, not the Final Fantasy so much, but there were some games from that era where you would be holding down a direction to go into a room. There would be a room transition, but because the camera in the new room was facing like the opposite direction you were going, you would just run right back out of the room again. And it would load the previous screen. Which is not good either. And then of course there's the Resident Evil route with tank controls.
I will interrupt you just very briefly to comment that I really, really like the little idle animations for Samus in this. Like, she looks around, she checks her gun. Oh, geez, I'm really loving the amount of care they put into that.
Yeah, it's really good. Props to Dr. M64 and crew.
Good job, Dr. M64.
His writer is on Twitter as well. If you follow, if you go to AM2R game, which is the official Twitter account for this game, they've been retweeting some of the writer's work lately, and give him a follow as well. Seems like a decent artist. Alright, so we're gonna climb up here again. Ow! Wait, what did I do? Oh, okay. So I went around the outside of this facility to get to that Alpha Metroid.
Gotcha.
I see. Interesting.
What did that Alpha Metroid ever do to you? Like,
nothing, but, you know, it's my job. I've been contracted to do this. The one thing...
Oh, that doesn't seem very nice.
It isn't very nice. The one thing I will... Oh, God, there's another one. The one thing I will give sort of the... Now he's trapped, so I can speak. The one thing I will give... My hubris.
It wasn't actually trapped, was it?
No. It was trapped for a while, but it figured out that it needed to move, like, really far.
Oh, yeah, I just saw it.
Oh god, I'm gonna die. I am so dead. I am gonna die. Oh.
Yo, he's ramming you all over the place.
Yeah, that one is way more aggressive than the other ones. Also, my death animation is great. It's I mean it's basically ripped from Fusion, but the color of the costume is different.
Yeah, you got killed.
I did. I can't remember when the last time. I can't remember when the last time I saved was. Damn.
Better hit continue and find out.
Okay, we're gonna do.
Start shooting at the beginning of the game.
No.
How far back are you?
I just need to explore around the building again.
Okay. Yeah, that's not too terrible.
Yeah.
You've lost one Metroid's worth of progress, and a whole lot of boring spider balling.
Yeah.
Haha.
Oh, well.
Neener.
I think I'm gonna kill these next two Metroids and then maybe call it for this section, and we can head over and do the.
I might not be able to do that. I've got a few things I've got to take care of tonight, and need to check to see how much time I need to do those. I may not be able to do Breath of Fire. We may have to postpone it to a little bit later.
That's fine. We can do that.
But let me. I will be checking here.
Cool.
Let you know.
Thank you all. Alright, I also didn't go into this door last time, so I'm gonna do that and just see what's in here. Oh no, this is the Alpha Metroid that I was fighting before. I might as well do that now while I'm at full health, because he is way harder than the other one. This time it's personal. Also, a thought.
It's a thought.
A thought I just had. Like, there were a number of games, and I'm thinking specifically here of Metroid and Metal Gear, in the 90s,
Metal Gear.
wherein, wherein the protagonist is kind of swept up into this ongoing series of bullshit. Because they just kind of have a job to do, and then it comes to, like, define the rest of their lives.
Like most people.
Well, yeah, and it's just kind of interesting because so often, we'll get, like, I don't know, I find that archetype really interesting for some reason. Like, just sort of like, just leave me alone. Like, why do you have to keep ruining things? Kind of hero. Not even a reluctant hero, just sort of like, just let me do my job kind of hero.
Yeah. Big fan.
And it's kind of refreshing after so many, like, I'm going to save the world because I'm 17 and apparently that's the correct age to be saving the world. Sort of.
Well, that is the correct age to be. I mean, it's just another thing that goes along with adolescence. It's a time of
developing
great
magical
change
powers.
and confused feelings and destroying demon lords. You just everybody goes through it. It's okay. No reason to make anyone feel awkward about it.
Okay, we gotta make this. That little glitch is very, I'm not sure what I did to get around it the last time.
It sort of catapults you out there.
Yeah, it does. Alright, I just brute forced my way around it. Developers, if you are watching this, I would look into correcting that spot. Perhaps in your next update.
Maybe they wanted to not let you get past that, and you were just too smart for them.
Maybe that might be another thing to correct as well.
No, don't correct that stuff.
No.
I love it when there's nothing that makes me happier as when somebody discovers something that's horrible and game breaking, but also kind of difficult to do. Is not something that you would do accidentally. Would you just be something that you'd have to be very intentional about?
Oh yeah.
Doing, and they just decide to leave it in because, it's not hurting anybody.
Yeah, no, that is really cool. I do like that, and that sort of defined a lot of these like Super Nintendo games and so on.
I mean, you look at Street Fighter, and a combo thing was basically not a glitch, but just a totally unintended gameplay feature.
Really?
In Street Fighter 2, they basically had envisioned that everybody would just be sort of going back and forth trying to block and hit individual moves, right?
Right.
A punch, a kick, or a special move.
Right.
And they were basically just designing it so that, oh, hey, a Metroid.
Yeah. Oh god,
Gonna watch
I'm
you
gonna die. I'm gonna die again.
I
Just run out of the room.
You had him. Come on, you had him.
I was very close to having him.
You were like one missile away.
Possibly. We'll see if he.
There you've got a save area relatively
Right.
near here, so
That's exactly what I'm
save
doing.
and then
Sort of save, and that way I don't lose all of that progress again.
But no, they in Street Fighter they basically had implemented each of the moves on an individual basis, and they did the math, and they found that in theory it would be possible to throw like a punch or a kick, and then and then throw another punch or a kick fast enough that the person who had gotten hit could get hit by the second punch or kick without having time to recover enough to block, from their hit stun animation. And so they said, okay, that's possible, but okay, we'll just leave it in. I mean, the timings for those are really, really precise, like 1 or 2 frames. There's no one who's ever gonna bother to, get that good and that precise to actually do that. So, I mean, we don't think we have to worry about it. And it's like...
And now it's like the defining feature of Street Fighter-like fighting games is making combos.
Well, yeah. I mean, and of course, once they figured out how much fun people were having with it, they went, okay, let's run with this, which is
the
what you do when it turns out having fun with something in your game that
that you didn't necessarily intend.
Right. I mean, otherwise you could send them a cease and desist letter. I suppose that works as well if you're Nintendo.
Yeah. God. Yeah. Nintendo does get a little bit slap happy with their legal filings.
Hey, to be fair, like, so does everyone else. So it's like,
Mm-hmm. It's good for the goose, good for the gander kind of thing, I suppose.
Or bad for the goose, bad for the gander.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's sort of one of those everybody loses scenarios.
It is.
Alright, let's see if you can do it.
I did it. Spoilers.
Oh. Hey, you did it. Good job.
This music is very Metroid Prime-like. I think this
I'm
might
proud of you.
actually be the Talon Overworld theme? Maybe? It's pretty cool though. But yeah, and we just gotta roll slowly along the ceiling until we kill this Metroid.
I think that is the Talon Overworld theme.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Video is instantly content ID. No. Alright, so we're going around here, and oh, this is fun. Alright, now I've got 2 energy tanks and 12 and 80 missiles. Let's see if I can pull this off. The thing is, with this arena, like, he can get under me very easily. And it's hard to get, like, it's hard to get him to go up. There we go.
You did it. Or maybe you did it, I'm assuming.
I
find out.
I did it. I bet bombs would work on these guys too, but I didn't think of that fast enough. Next time I get into
noticed that while they're blowing up, their poor little leg wigglers like squiggle.
They do.
While they're blowing up, they're like, "Oh no! How did I die?
Where did my life go so wrong? I was just hungry." Alright. Now we're gonna go down the pipe.
Go down the pipe. I want to see what's down there.
So I bet we can come back up the pipe because there's a bunch more stuff to explore up here. But I want to see what's down there.
Oh, I want to as well. Got beat up by a thing.
Yeah, it's all right though. I didn't need those organs. I'm in a power suit.
Power suit replaces organs. I'm pretty sure that's science.
That's the plot of Fusion, basically, or how I read it.
Yeah.
Fusion had a great hook that they kind of backpedaled on by the end.
Yeah, like... I mean, yeah. Because the idea of Samus sort of being permanently scarred,
right,
is
or
interesting, but also then you can't have her like in a bathing suit at the end of the game, and so yeah,
well,
they probably backpedaled on that one.
You could have her
Also,
scarred in a bathing suit and like just not made a big deal about it, and that would have been awesome. But you know,
well, yes, that would have been a very positive message, but also like.
But also, this is the same people who made Other M, so.
well, I don't know if it was exactly the same people who made Other M.
No,
like,
but
on the one hand, I did mention that like that stuff doesn't bug me particularly, but I'm totally capable of recognizing it as skeevy.
yeah. Oh, boss fight. Oh, hey!
Ooh, go in. Who is this guy?
It's the guy who gives you, well, like in the, in Fusion, it's the guy who gives you more fall.
Hey!
In this game, I
It's,
think he's...
yeah, how cute.
But
Don't
he
forget
was...
the log entry.
Right, log entry. Native species. Oh.
Also, your missiles weren't doing much to him, like when he's red like that.
Yeah. And I think I'm out of missiles now. Arachnus, a territorial organism. Its armored hide is very resilient and requires a high voltage discharge to harm it. Aha. See, I should have read the log entry before wasting all my missiles.
Bombs might be able to propel it in this state.
Yes. So when it rolls into a
it,
ball,
bro.
that's my cue to roll into a ball and lay bombs. Its saliva has flammable
May the stronger
properties.
ball win.
Has saliva can vibrate at high frequencies to launch sonic waves. Scans detect it has acquired a Chozo relic, granting it unnatural vigor. So I bet this guy is going to give me an actual item. Okay. Oh, I see what I gotta do. I gotta, like, launch it into the spikes.
Totally gotta launch it into the spikes, bro.
Ow! Ow!
Gonna die?
No, just not doing too hot. I'm probably gonna die. That's okay, the save room is
You're gonna
right
die.
outside. Okay. So
I believe in
gotta use missiles to make him roll into the ball and attack. And then morph when he morphs to lay bombs and launch him into the spikes. That's my through line. I wonder what he's going to give us.
Blow it up.
Yeah, we gotta blow it up. Cause in
No, you got blown up.
I did get blowed up. Alright, I'm gonna keep my missiles on. And I love that sound when the door locks. That's great sound design. Fire. Fire bad. Okay.
I'm not doing so hot, bro.
Got him.
That poor armadillo lizard man.
Got him. Alright, now the spikes get higher each time we do this little dance. Oh,
I
his
see.
fireball is bouncing. Oh no.
Totally dead.
This is tough. Alright. I guess we'll have to wait to go down the tubes next time because unless because you said you've got stuff you need to do here in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I want to watch you. I want to see you beat the boss.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm not going to be able to stream Breath of Fire tonight. I'll maybe we'll be able to do that tomorrow night or some other night.
Yeah, we'll see. I've gotta hit him until he. Oh. Okay. I'm doing a little bit better on the health. The problem is he knocks me out of Morkvault form when he hits me.
Yeah, that's a bit of a bummer.
Okay, I'm doing much better on health this time. Okay, now
I bet you got this. I believe in you.
keep him rolling. Got him.
Yeah, you did it.
Oh, what is this? What is this?
Wait, no, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
This is a very good.
Hey, no, don't spoil it. Is that a super missile? Yeah, it's totally a super missile.
It's not a super missile.
Ooh, you got a bouncy.
I did.
Oh,
So now I can bounce.
now you don't have to do that weird, awkward.
Bomb.
You don't have to do that weird, awkward word ball thing.
Yeah.
Bob. Good job.
Yeah.
Way to beat a boss.
I beat the boss. Whee!
I always knew you could do it.
And I knew I could too. It's only a matter of time. Alright. Now, since we're like right on the roof next to the things that let us go down the tubes, and we've just saved. Oh wait, no! That's what we thought that was. We thought this hole was going to take us down into the tubes. That's why we went down there, and it turned out not to. So we still don't know what the tubes are all about.
Curious tubes.
Very curious too.
It looks like there's an entrance down from that one little item area you got. Yeah, there.
Area. Yeah, here? It looks like,
Yeah.
but I am not seeing any.
Oh, if you look, it's from the opposite side where you fought the Metroid.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
I bet you there's a way you can get in there from the opposite side and then go down the tube.
Probably.
I'll betcha.
Alright, let's give it a shot.
Go, go, go.
Also, when the music is quieter here, you can hear Samus's footsteps. It's very nice. It's a nice touch. Alright, let's see what's in here. Oh, hey! You're totally right. Okay. Alright, now we go down the tube. Oh.
Down the tube?
Oh. Oh. Oh, interesting. It allowed us to see. Oh my gosh! Whee! Oh, that's fun.
Oh.
So, down here, we can see that there's a missile tank.
Right.
But no obvious way of getting to it, and bombing the walls of the pipe doesn't seem to do anything. However, there is another
look at
pipe.
that streamy stuff.
What's...
We're gonna have to go through the streamy stuff.
Yeah.
Like the stuff that's rushing through the pipes.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to go through it.
The water?
Totally. I mean, I guess that's water.
This guy's kicking my ass.
Oh, the jumper dudes have always just been the worst. Like, there shouldn't be any reason that an enemy that literally just sort of jumps at you and jump in your general direction should be that hard, but like, holy cow.
It's a combination of like having a lot of health and also like the controls in Metroid being not the for shooting at least not
super
being
well, super precise.
Here we go.
Yeah.
We've got a little loopy-doo thing here. We got several of them.
A little loopy-doo thing here? Oh my gosh,
Man,
you are
a turbo pump. Excuse me.
huge.
Alright, and we've got from here. This is...
So that poor block is trying to reform
like,
so quick.
It's like, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me. Poor little block. Betcha. Oh. Okay. So I'm gonna try to mess with the turbo prop before exploring out further.
Ooh, you've got green ones of the...
Yeah. So now that I've seen that this area just continues going down, we're going to go... Whoop, arm myself with missiles before I go in. Just waste a bunch of missiles on these dudes. Not mean to go back out. Oh, I can go under. Oh. Very interesting. Alright, so this is just gonna knock me... Just take off my... Whee! Oh. That's fun.
I'm sort of delighted because I can't actually see what you're reacting to immediately.
It's delightful. Okay, so I've got to use those to spin me up if I want to get
right round, right round.
Yes, like a record, baby. Right round, round. All right.
When you go down
statue here.
Look at the Chozo statue.
Oh, you're gonna be excited for this.
Did you get it?
I got it.
Ooh, don't spoil it. What'd you get? Shooty?
I got
Oh,
a
that's
shooty.
totally a shooty. Oh, wave beam.
Yeah.
Please. Shoot that wave beam. Let me see it. Oh, it's cute.
It is cute.
It sort of wiggles a little.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still think, like, at the end of the day, like, you know, Super still is still my favorite of this series, but in terms of cool beams, I still think Prime has done the best at that.
Oh yeah.
In terms of actually making them purposed instead of just here is stronger version of beam.
Yeah. Here is stronger version of beam. I did not mean to go back up, but that is alright. That is okay. Now we fall. Go down. Go away, Mr. Jumpy Man. Thank you. Gosh, give the girl some peace.
He's in space?
Yeah. The galaxy is at peace. Alright, can I go up this pipe this way? I cannot. Alright. So that is just a dead end.
Yeah, I think that's just the power up area.
Alright. So the pipe is accessed from below. Whee! So, I'm just going to exit up the water pipe and save.
Sounds like a plan.
And then we will
And
call
I'm
it.
probably gonna have to sign up. Oh, okay, that'll work. I've gotta run.
Yep. So, thanks for watching. If there was anybody watching, I haven't really been paying that much attention to the chat window. But watching here or in the future, thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoy it. And do check this game out. It's called AM2R. The website for it is am2r.blogspot something or other. You can find it pretty easily just with Google search, though. So do check it out. It's a lot of fun if you like Metroid games and 2D exploration thingies and just fan stuff in general. And it's totally free because it's a fan game.
Hooray!
This is lots of fun. And you have a good night, sir. And all of you out there in the world, have a good night as well. Cheers.
All right, have a good night, Cam. Talk to you later.
Laters.